Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's special broadcast, our Journey of the Master podcast episode. And today, our topic is Flourish and Thrive in 2025. In fact, you don't have to wait till 2025 to start harnessing that energy to flourish and to thrive in your life. But that truly is the message from the council as to what is coming for us in the year of 2025. So, first off, happy holidays to everyone in our community. We are so happy you are here, and we're so grateful that you are part of our community. Hello to everyone who is on live. Hi, Ellen, Dawn, Denise, Francis, Bert. So glad you guys are all here. Hello from Minnesota. Hi, everybody. Israel. Hello, Milwaukee. Nice chilly day, I'm sure, in Milwaukee. Thank you all for being here and for joining me. I know this is a busy time of the year, but hopefully this is a period of time that you give yourself to really tune in to what you want to create, the experiences you want to have, and what you're preparing for in this time as we move into a new and glorious, amazing year. And so I have to say, I've seen a lot of information out there about difficult times ahead and the challenging times ahead. But I have to say, everything that I'm receiving through the channel and everything that I'm receiving from the council is that this is your time to flourish, to thrive, to prosper, and to really shine. For most of you, you have been doing quote unquote the hard work of really tuning in to living more consciously and raising your vibration, seeing things from a higher perspective, going beyond judgment and unworthiness. And while this can be a practice until it's your way of being, and while this can be an enjoyable experience, it has really taken that extra little effort to slow down enough to live more consciously, to be aware of your vibration, to be aware of the thoughts that you are thinking. And all of this is truly leading us to live in a higher level of consciousness where more and more is available to us. And as I said, everything the council has been saying about what we are stepping into in this time and in the new year of 2025 is that it's your time to flourish and to thrive. So, what does that mean? We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about some strategies about how you can start now to flourish and thrive in your life. Just like heaven on earth, it is a state of consciousness that you choose to experience. And for many of us, we weren't taught that we are here on earth to thrive. In fact, sometimes we're taught from a very young age that life is difficult. We pick up these belief systems and sometimes even religions or different philosophies can tell us that life is a struggle or life is about suffering. For many of us, people around us tend to gravitate towards what's wrong. If you talk to a family member or a friend, sometimes the first thing they start to talk about is, oh, who's sick, or who's going through a challenging time, or who's breaking up. And sometimes it's a habit that we don't even realize, that we focus on all the ways that we aren't thriving, that others in our life aren't thriving, instead of consciously tuning our thoughts and our attention to thriving and to prospering in our life. In fact, this might be a really important reminder to you, and we're going to hear from the council a little bit later, that you are meant to thrive, that you came here as a thriving being. You came from this energy of thriving, and you came into this human experience to express all that you really are for your own expansion and to choose the experiences that you want to have for you. And maybe this is the first time that you're hearing that truly you're meant to thrive. Your relationships are meant to thrive. You're meant to thrive in your body, and you're meant to thrive when you do the things that bring you joy and you do the things that you love in your life. We are here to experience all of the abundance and the prosperity that is here for us. And we truly are each here to shine in our own unique way. And so I invite you to tune your awareness to that, especially when things might be coming at you that are demonstrating on some level that maybe people around you aren't thriving, the gift that you give to other people truly is the state of being that you're in, your level of consciousness, where you are. And I would like to expand that to say how you speak, how you act, the words you use. Have you ever noticed that as you start to move deeper and deeper into your spiritual practice and you start to use words like vibration or consciousness or this resonates or doesn't resonate or alignment or words like harmonious, do you start to notice that you use those words more in your everyday life with other people? One of the words I had never, ever heard before I started channeling the council was the word choiceless. In fact, if it was in a transcript or something, my spell check would always point out that that word is not a word or it's not spelled correctly because it just wasn't something that was common. However, as we start to open our awareness and, for example, using choiceless, when instead of trying to push and force and effort things and make things happen and being in this illusion that there's a lack of time or a lack of opportunity, when you let things come to you, the next step comes and things are choiceless. You don't have to make any big decisions. And so as you start to be aware of these teachings, this wisdom, this truth that is your wisdom, is your truth, because you've drawn this all to you, you might start to notice that you're using words in your everyday relationships like, I know you want me to make a big decision on that, or I know I've got to make a big decision here, but it's really not choiceless. I've started to notice that people in my life that maybe don't study spirituality or consciousness or the council's wisdom, because of my own use of some of these words, are starting to use that word for themselves. In fact, one of my friends said the other day, you know what? It just isn't choiceless. And so you really inspire those around you as you start to shift into this energy of flourishing in your life, thriving in your life, talking about thriving, noticing all the ways that the energy of thriving is reflected back to you in your experience. You may start to notice that you are also bringing to the awareness of those around you in your life that they too are here to thrive. And so, what does it mean to flourish? Just ask yourself for a moment. Have you ever really considered this word? Maybe think of something in your life that is flourishing. I tend to think of things in nature or my plants, flowers, those types of things. I have a favorite plant that is right inside my door when you walk into my house, and I have some really cool things around it. And every time I walk in, I just think, wow, that plant is really flourishing there. It has the amount of sunlight it needs. It seems to really like its space, and it seems to get greener and happier, and it's growing and it's flourishing, right? So you yourself start to notice some of these things in your life that are these examples of things that are flourishing around you in your life. It may be an animal in your life, my pet, my beloved dog, or my cats. I notice that they're flourishing. I notice that they're happy. I notice that they are playful, that my dog is flourishing in her life. And so you can start to notice these things around you and then go to your own life. In what ways are you flourishing in your life? What ways do you want to? If you were to set some intentions for this time and for what you are creating next in your life, especially in 2025, as we move into a new year, how do you want to flourish more? How do you want to thrive more? What does it mean to thrive in your body? To feel vitality, to feel energy in your body, to wake up really rested, to feel like you're eating the foods that are really nourishing your body. What does it mean to thrive in your body? Maybe you feel a deeper sense of harmony between your heart and your mind and your body and your soul. Maybe you're really starting to appreciate and love your body exactly as it is. And you're starting to feel more of a sense of thriving in your body. going for a walk in nature. Maybe it's winter time and snow is on the ground at where you are, or maybe you're like me and the days are a little bit cooler, but we still have bright sunny days and beautiful nature. Or maybe you're our friends in the Southern Hemisphere where it's summertime there. How are you thriving out of nature, even if you're walking in the snow on a beautiful day? The sparkle of the snow being a reflection of you thriving in your life. And so every day, throughout your day, for the next couple of days, for the next couple of weeks between now and the end of the year, or as we kick off this new year, start to notice all the ways in your body that you are thriving. And how do you want to expand that experience of thriving? I think thriving in your body is to feel really good in your body, exactly as it is right now. And so instead of being in that energy of what you need to change about your body, really feel into, I'm thriving in my body right now. Maybe take some deep conscious breaths. You know, we take for granted sometimes the breath, and I can say this in my own experience at times when I maybe wasn't feeling very well or I had allergies or a cold or something. When you're taking that clear, crisp, full breath, that is an example of thriving. And so what about in your relationships? What relationships in your life are flourishing? Maybe you think of one relationship in your life that's really flourishing. Maybe it's with a child. Maybe it's with a friend. Maybe it's with a new partner that you've met. Maybe it's with an animal. Maybe it's with one of your pets. What's one relationship in your life that's really thriving? And maybe it's not someone that you even know. Maybe you're reading a book, and in this book you're reading, the characters are thriving. Or maybe you start to notice in movies, where are these relationships thriving as you watch different movies? Maybe you're watching holiday movies, right? Notice where relationships are thriving. One of the things that the council said recently that kind of stopped me in my tracks, and I felt the absolute truth of it, but I had to really think about it for a moment because it's not what we're classically trained to believe. They said all of our relationships are meant to thrive. Our relationships are meant to thrive. Now, you may have been born into a family where it wasn't demonstrated to you that relationships are meant to thrive. Or maybe you had good relationships in your family or with your parents or siblings, but as you went to school and life and had relationships, maybe more of your experience has been that you have learned that relationships don't easily thrive. However, what happens when you change your perspective? What you focus on and the meaning you give it is what is creating your reality. So, what happens when you start to shift to looking at what relationships in your life are really thriving or what relationships in your life are flourishing? Start to notice that. You can even think about relationships that you've had where you were really thriving in those relationships. If you take a little time, I assure you, you'll think of people where you were thriving. I can think of a coworker that I had in my corporate career, and whenever we would work on a project together, it was incredibly fun. It was incredibly successful. We just got each other and we worked really well together. And when we were co-creating, everything really thrived. And I felt that energy. I know they felt that energy. And so think about the relationships you have now, any relationships that you've had in your life where you've really thrived. And if that creeping thought of, oh, well, but there's all these bad relationships or all these relationships that didn't work out, take a breath and shift back to what you want to create from here on out. Remind yourself that your relationships are meant to thrive. And the council tells us that at first we might have a new awareness that we draw to us or something new that we hear, like all of your relationships are inherently meant to thrive. You might hear that, and that may not be your belief. That may not have been your experience till now. But the council tells us that the awareness of something that is possible for you is really the first step. Then you start to perceive things differently. And it might be for days or weeks. You might start to perceive something differently. But as you begin to focus differently and perceive differently, you begin to see things from a new set of eyes, from a new perspective. And you might very well be able to see all the relationships in your life that are thriving. It may be something as simple as, and I'll give you this example. There might be someone that works at the grocery store or works at the gas station that you fill up your gas tank, or works at the post office or the restaurant you like to go to. It may be a waiter or a waitress at the place that you love to go to get coffee in the morning. And they're always happy to see you, and they always say hello, and they remember what you like to drink. And you can take that as one of those relationships in your life as something that's thriving, and start to perceive where you are thriving in your relationships. As you do that, you draw to you those experiences, especially when you shift your perspective to start to focus on that. And then as you experience that, you go, yeah, it does kind of feel like we're naturally meant to thrive in our relationships. I think people genuinely want to be kind and happy and caring towards other people. Now, sometimes people are overwhelmed or they're going through difficult times, or maybe they're not conscious of the fact that that's possible for them, but you get to choose the experience that you want to create for you in your life. The other thing that's so important, and one of the things that I bring to your attention, especially now and especially as we move into 2025, you are meant to do the things that you love. You are meant to do the things that bring you joy. You are meant to create things that you want to create, that you're inspired to create, and you're meant to thrive as you share your gifts, as you share your creations, as you create and co-create in your life and do the things that bring you joy. You are meant to thrive. You truly are. And so this idea that you came here to struggle and effort and work hard and suffer, it's a really old belief that we have expanded beyond. And it's your opportunity now, if it is your choosing, to really transcend the struggle, the lack, the limitation, the unworthiness, the self judgment, the judgment of others and those in your environment, to really step into that energy of thriving, of flourishing in your life, of prospering and shining. In fact, we're really excited to make this announcement to all of you today that in 2025, in fact, starting on January 7th, we are announcing a new channeled course in the spirit of everything we're talking about here today. And it's called It's Time to Thrive. Harness your power, summon your power. Truly, you can summon your power to flourish and thrive. And that is our new channel course. It's Time to Thrive. It's going to be starting with a kickoff party on January 7th, and registration will close at the beginning of the very first session, which will be on Tuesday, January 14th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. We will begin with session 1 of our new channel course, It's Time to Thrive. I truly hope that you will consider joining us, and we will, really move into how you summon your power, because it is all of your power. It truly is your power. Summon your power to flourish and to prosper and to thrive and to shine. And what do I mean by shine? It really is to step into all that you are and really be your dynamic, brilliant, magnetic self, truly, without holding back, without playing small, without dimming your light. This is your time to thrive. This is your time to shine. You're not waiting for anything. There is nothing holding you back. And I love the kickoff of a new year, and I love the kickoff of a new course, especially when the two coincide and we're kicking off a new course at the beginning of a new year, because it feels like a really fresh start, a clean slate. You can let go of all of those things that you've been holding on to. You can let go of those old beliefs. You can let go of the things that you have learned that are not in alignment to the energy of thriving and shining in your life to really be all that you are. The council has told us for so long now that this is the time of the Great Awakening. And you are here as part of that Great Awakening. You are here to inspire. You are here to empower. You are here to uplift. But most importantly, what you contribute to the Great Awakening is the life that you have created, the expression of you, the experiences you're having, your own expansion into everything that you have become, your experience of heaven on earth, the reality that you have created. That's what you contribute to this Great Awakening experience. And for me, I know when I think about what do I most want for the people that they love, I can think of all these different words, but I've never quite put it in the essence of thriving. I think of I want them to be abundant. I want them to feel the sense of fulfillment and meaning and purpose in their life. When I think about the people that I love, I want them to experience well being. I want them to do what they love. I want them to know how loved they are and to experience that love in their life. And one of the words that I think takes all of those things and puts them together is thriving. I truly want to see everyone in my life thrive. But as the council tells us, we must first embody what we most want for those around us. So I know the first time I said the word flourish or thriving outside in the context of really preparing for this energy of thriving that's coming in 2025, I had to really feel into that. Because as I said, most of us aren't really taught that that's our true inherent nature. So when you catch yourself feeling overwhelmed or feeling stuck or feeling like something's blocking you, take a few deep breaths and breathe in the energy, the essence of what it means to thrive. And you don't have to be specific. It's just tuning your attention and your intention. I'm breathing in the energy of thriving, and I'm breathing out anything that is not in support of me thriving. So breathing in the energy of thriving and then breathing out the energy of anything that is not supportive to you thriving in your life. And you might find that you have this little voice in your head that says, oh, but this isn't right in your body. You're too old, or you have this ailment, or you have this pain or this disease. You're never going to thrive. That's not your voice. You may have this voice in your head that says every relationship you've been in has ended badly, and none of your relationships have ever thrived, and your parents' relationship wasn't thriving, and you don't even know what that looks like. That's not your voice. You might look at your work and go, how could I ever thrive? I'm stuck in this job. That's also not your voice. The true voice of your soul, of your higher self, knows that you are meant to thrive and that you came from an energy of thriving, and that is why you're here. And that is why you have come so far on your journey. That is why you have gone through your own awakening experience, so that you can thrive, knowing who you really are and why you're really here and all that's possible for you, so that you can create your reality the way you want it to be. And we had this really great example in our community in our master's class where someone brought up this idea or this feeling that they had of being instantly healed and feeling that they were instantly healed or someone else was instantly healed. Now, sometimes in our experience, because we are in an experience of form, it may take a little time for your reality to align to this energy of thriving. But if you start to notice all the ways that you are thriving, you will allow yourself to experience the reality where you are thriving much more harmoniously, much more expeditiously than if you're constantly holding yourself in this energy of struggle. A lot of times people bring up that they feel like something's blocking them. And a lot of times it comes down to some very similar things that people are experiencing when they feel like something is blocking them. Number one, sometimes they don't feel worthy of that thing they want to experience. And so their feeling of unworthiness is blocking them from experiencing the reality of thriving in their life or in their relationship. And so when you realign yourself to the part of you that is inherently worthy, that there's nothing that you could ever accomplish in this human experience that could make you more worthy than you already are. Also, there's nothing that's happened in this human experience that can ever threaten your infinite and inherent worthiness. And so if you're using something from the past to judge yourself or to shame yourself or to deem yourself unworthy, let it go. Be in this moment. That's not who you are. And there's no one up there, out there, especially your soul. It's not judging you. There is a greater understanding of this journey through consciousness that we're in as we're in human form, in the human experience. And it's understood what things happen when we're in a lower level of consciousness and a lower vibration, but it's not who you are. If you felt like you failed at something, and it may be a relationship, it may be a way that you've tried to heal your body, it may be a business or a job or a project you started, know that in every single outcome, there's no failure. There's always a result. There's always an outcome. And that outcome provides data and information that helps you to get clear on what you really want. And so as new opportunities come in, you're that much farther ahead. I've often used the example 10 plus years ago, I was making YouTube videos and I would just write down in my journal these ideas I had for these short YouTube videos, and I would go home and I would make a video and I would upload it to YouTube. And I had no idea where it was going. I kind of had it planned for a different business I was thinking about. And yet I had to learn how to make videos and upload videos and how to use YouTube. And so when I got to the point of being ready to really bring my gifts to the world and share my channeling in the council, I was that much farther ahead because I had had that data and information and experience that helped me when the opportunity that I was really preparing for showed up. So even if you feel like you failed, years ago, I started a business and I I believed in it. I was passionate about it. It seemed like the next step at that time in my life. Although it wasn't totally what I wanted to do, it was one step closer. And so I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into that. And it ultimately didn't end up working out for a variety of different reasons. And so I can deem that as a failure, or I can look at all the things that I learned from that, and the people that I met, and all the things that experiences that I gained. And I can take that with me. It's the same when people say, oh, well, I can't thrive because I have debt, right? I hear this example a lot. People say, I really want to thrive, but I have all this debt looming and hanging over me. You really don't have debt. You have the things that you purchased. You have the things that you invested in. You have the things that you paid for with that debt. A lot of times people spend money on personal development, on courses, on retreats and classes they want to take, and then they have to go back and pay their credit card bill and they say, "Oh, I have all this debt." Or one particular student, when the council asked them, what did you spend that money on that you have that debt? They said, well, I bought furniture for my house and for my family. Well, you have that furniture and you have those experiences of being with your family at the dining room table and being on the couch. You have the experiences, you have the things that you valued. And so if you can shift it from debt to an energetic exchange for those things that I value and get out of this self judgment or unworthiness because you have debt. So feelings of unworthiness, feelings of judgment can also be that thing that is blocking you, or it seems like it's blocking you. When you're judging yourself, especially if you're comparing yourself to where others are, and you should be there, or why even bother because someone else has a gift that's similar to you, or you don't think it's possible, or you start to judge your circumstances and conditions, you might not realize it, but that's the very thing that's blocking you from really thriving in every area of your life. And so when you become conscious of those things that are unconsciously blocking you, you realize that you have the ability to shift it. You have the ability to shift your perspective, to go into a higher perspective, and to start focusing on what you want to create. You have this power. And if you want to create a life and relationships and a body and a career path where you are thriving, absolutely nothing can stop you except for the belief in your own worthiness and your own self-judgment. You might not seem to have the resources that you want to have in this moment to thrive the way you want to thrive. But the way you draw those resources into your reality is to start to shift your perspective on what it is you want to create, how you want to thrive in your life. And it can be simple things. I love flowers. I love roses. I love nature. And so for me, one of the things that is a reflection of thriving to me in my life is having a rose garden and being able to go out and cut roses and put them in my home and enjoy them. Sometimes I just go out and enjoy them. Now, it's coming up and it's wintertime for a lot of people, and they might say, well, I can't do those things. I can't create an energy of thriving, but you really can. And so don't don't get stuck on the circumstances and conditions. You may have something that you really want to create, and you may have a gift that you really want to share with the world. And you might say, well, I don't have the money to create the platform that I need, or the website that I need, or the stuff that I need. But if you will stay focused on what it is you want to create, how you want to thrive, what it means to really thrive, to share your gifts and do the things you love, I promise you that everything will be there when you need it. Take that next perfect step and the next perfect step, and really start to summon your power to flourish and to thrive. We all have this power. It's not outside of us. There is not some angel or archangel or being in this universe that is more powerful than you. Truly. It's understandable why we tend to think that, because we access a very limited amount of our power for most of our life, because we're holding ourselves in lower levels of consciousness in a heavier, a denser experience where we're not really fully summoning our power and feeling our vibration and experiencing the light that we are. But as you start to shift your perspective, as you start to focus on thriving, you'll start to really feel yourself summoning this energy into your life so that you really can flourish and thrive. So you get to choose. You get to choose, truly. And you get to set your intention for what this coming year is going to be about for you. And no matter when you listen to this is a clean slate. This is a fresh start for you, no matter when you're listening. And certainly if you're listening in 2024, you don't have to wait till 2025, but set your intention to be, this is your time. It's your time to thrive. And again, that is, it's Time to Thrive is our new channel course that'll be starting with a kickoff party on January 7th and our very first channel session on January 14th. So if you're excited about flourishing and thriving in 2025, I invite you to check out our new course, It's Time to Thrive, and join us either January 7th when we begin with the kickoff party, or for the first session on January 14th, which is also where registration will close. You'll see the comments below here. We'll be posting the link. You can also go to saralandon.com. And there's a lot of other free resources there. In fact, there's a whole tab that says free resources under saralandon.com. Most of you are watching this on our YouTube channel, Sara Landon Life, and we appreciate you. And just a reminder, if you love these videos, go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment. We love to hear from you. In fact, I'd like to suggest, tell us What is one way that you are choosing to thrive in your life in 2025? What's the one thing that you are most excited about to flourish and thrive? Is it in the area of your relationships, sharing your gifts with the world, in your body? What is it? What is the one thing that you're really choosing to shift into the energy of flourishing and thriving around? We all can do this in our life. And in fact, I encourage you to think about all the important playgrounds in your life, as the council says. They say our body, our relationship, and our finances or abundance or our work in the world are really the places, but also with your purpose. I think your purpose is really important. Are you living your purpose? To me, when we are living our purpose, we really are harnessing that energy of thriving in our life. If you don't feel like you're living your purpose, first understand the confusion that a lot of people have is that you have this preordained, very specific job or achievement that you must obtain in order to live your life's purpose. And we can certainly appreciate people who have had a specific calling and have had maybe a specific job or accomplishment or something in their life. And it's easy to look at that and go, oh, well, they know their purpose. But you are your purpose. You being here at this time during the Great Awakening of our beloved human family, going through your own awakening experience and coming into realization, that is your purpose. The things you love, it's your purpose to do the things you love and to be with the people that you love. It's your purpose to do the things that bring you joy. It's your purpose to create the things you're inspired to create. It's your purpose to do the things you're inspired to do. And I assure you, no matter what it is, I assure you that if you will shift into embodying your purpose, embodying that energy of thriving, that everything you need to create what you're inspired to create will be there. It truly will. And it may not happen the way you think it's going to, and it may happen exactly like you think it's going to. But shift into anything and everything is possible. Really start to embody your purpose every day. In fact, one of the easiest ways to do that, what do you most want for the people that you love? What do you most want for the people that you love? And if that is, I want the people that I love to live in peace. I want them to live in peace. I want them to have peace. Then it's your job, it's your purpose, it's your opportunity to embody the essence of peace within you. You can't be in chaos within yourself. You can't be in conflict within yourself, in judgment of others, in the past, angry at something that happened, and be in peace. If you most want to contribute peace to those that you love, you've got to create that within yourself. What you most want for the world around us, for the people that you love, it's your purpose to embody it and create it within yourself. And so if you most want the people that you love to thrive, if you want to see our planet and your beloved human family thriving, then the greatest contribution that you make to that is you creating that essence and embodying the energy of thriving within yourself. And to me, it's also like a opportunity to go to the next level. I think it's an invitation to go to the next level. That's our invitation in 2025 to prosper and to thrive. It's an invitation. You're ready. You've prepared. It's your opportunity. Step into that. And anytime you're asking yourself, what is my purpose? Because again, the council likes to say, what's the instant manifestation of? I think the instant manifestation of really living your purpose and knowing you're living your purpose is to be able to open and receive and step into that energy of thriving. So anytime you want to more fully embody your purpose, what is it that you most want for others or the people that you love? And focus on embodying that in yourself and know that that is your purpose. know that that is your purpose. I have someone really dear in my life that has been a bit negative lately. I've just kind of noticed this person's a bit more negative than they normally are. I know they're a little stressed. I know they've got a lot going on. And I know there's some uncertainty in this person's life, and it's starting to kind of show up in being a little bit negative. And I notice it, when I'm around them and I'm really practicing observing it without judgment. And instead of pushing against it or trying to change them or even getting frustrated and saying, you're being so negative, right? It's about, what do I most want for this person? I want them to feel harmony. I want them to feel good. I want them to feel like they're in harmony in their life and that they're thriving. And so instead of pushing against and judging and trying to change them or to point out to them, it's the practice that I know I have to have of, maybe this is helping me focus even more on bringing myself into harmony and bringing myself into that energy of thriving. And I also know that that's what I'm contributing to that person. And so, what better time than the holidays to practice all of this and to really practice, what do you most want for the people that you love, to embody it within yourself, to really feel into that energy of thriving within yourself. So use this magical, amazing time, and sometimes very busy, chaotic, for some people stressful time, to really practice consciously and intentionally the energy that you want to harness and summon in your own life with your power to thrive. So I see we have one question here. Why is it made so difficult when we come to the earth? Why do we not come in with heightened awareness of our divine connection? Well, you do actually come in with a heightened awareness. You do actually come in absolutely knowing your divine connection, your divinity, your true nature. In fact, I think that's why babies are so incredibly beautiful, loving, pure light, pure love. It's why when a baby comes into this world, there's such a joyous celebration, because they are so close. They come straight from the divine. They come straight from divine light, straight from divine love. But understand, when at this time, how we evolve from a baby to a young child to a young adult to a human is determined by our capabilities and our brain function and how our brains grow and develop from birth into being a child and a young adult. So the very first part of our life, usually about the first 7 years, our brain is in a state that it's taking in all this information, and we're learning to watch and mimic everything that we're seeing, so that we can learn to walk, so that we can learn to talk, so that we learn language, so that we associate. And so a lot of times we are learning lack and limitation. We are mimicking lack and limitation. We're mimicking how others talk and what they say. So by the time we get to be 7 years old, we have learned lack and limitation, and we are focused more through our physical senses on what others tell us is true and right and real. And so now we have all these beliefs that aren't really our own. So as we go through our awakening experience, we begin to see who we really are, how we pick these things up in our beliefs, and we can come back to our true divine nature. But we all came here for everything that's part of the human experience. You're on a journey through consciousness. And part of that experience is the journey of the different levels of consciousness that are here. And so when the council tells us that everything is always happening for you to bring you into new levels of your power, it's truly helping you remember and your divine connection. In fact, how many kids, myself included, had imaginary friends or have imaginary friends or had a very vivid imagination or didn't understand the ways of the world? It's because we came here with a divine connection. But over time, we learn to focus more on our physical senses and what other people tell us is real than our connection. But it's really amazing right now because there is such an emphasis on really remembering that you are a channel. As my newest book, You Are a Channel, How You Receive Guidance from Higher Realms. We're really all opening up and remembering that we have a natural inherent ability to connect into our divine nature and to higher realms that are always here supporting us and guiding us. So I hope that's helpful. I would love to bring the council in for their message for us today, their message for us about 2025 as we step into it. And so, if you're in a place that you can do so, if you've seen me channel before, I just close my eyes and take a few deep breaths, and then the council comes through, and I'm translating their streams of consciousness and the awareness I have. And so it just helps me to close my eyes. It helps me to focus. If you're in a place that you can do so, aka not driving a car or riding a bike, I encourage you to close your eyes too and just really feel for the council's energy. If you're new to channeling, just don't worry about where it's coming from or what's going on. How do you feel? How does the information resonate with you? That's really the most important part. So I'm going to bring in the council. Then when they're complete, I'll just say goodbye to you all. But again, I invite you to our newest course. It's Time to Thrive, starting January 7th when our kickoff party and the official session one, which will be on Tuesday, January 14th. And again, registration closes at 12 p.m. Pacific on January 14th. And you can always check back after that for the replay experience that'll be available after the live experience. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the council. Here we go. We are so pleased and delighted to have the opportunity to speak with you on this fine and glorious day indeed. No matter when you are hearing this message, it is the perfect time. And indeed, it is your time here and now to live your best life, to be the greatest expression of all that you are, to fully come into your power to create your reality and to thrive like never before. But most importantly, to thrive from now on forevermore. You did not come here, dear Master, to struggle. You truly didn't. You learned struggle. You did not come here to experience lack and limitation. You learned lack and limitation. You did not come here to live someone else's expression of what's possible. You came here to live and to create and to live your own expression of all that is possible for you like never before. This is your time. This is what you have been preparing for. This is what it has all been about. And we know that not all beings on your planet are thriving. In fact, it may be or seem easier to focus on where there is a lack of thriving than to focus on all those who are. But truly, what you contribute when you are focused in an energy of thriving is a powerful essence of thriving into the collective human consciousness so that they too may remember, as you are now, that life is truly meant to be so very good for you. You are meant to live a magnificent life because you are a magnificent being. You can look at what is going on in the world and say that's awful, or you can see that there is more consciousness on your planet than ever before. There is more love on your planet than ever before. There is more well-being on your planet than ever before. There is more abundance on your planet than ever before. There are more people on your planet thriving more than ever before. And you, dear Master, are worthy of truly having it all, whatever that means for you, and in all ways that means for you. You are a powerful being, and these are powerful times. And if it is your choosing, you will thrive like never before, and you will thrive forevermore in this life experience and beyond as you continue the journey of your soul throughout eternity. There is a divine symphony of perfection at play here. And if you're willing to allow it, you will find yourself in that divine symphony of perfection. And to know that you are always guided, always loved, always supported, that there's divine orchestration, divine timing, and divine perfection in everything. You are everything you wish to be. You already are. It is all within you. It always will be. Get excited about your life. Get excited about this time. Get excited about this coming new year, 2025. It is your time to thrive. We are always with you. We are always available to you. You drew this to you, and now is your time. We love you. We love you. We love you. And with that, we are complete. Thank you so much for being here, for being part of our community, for supporting me and the council's work. I wish you all the happiest, blessed of holidays and the happiest new year as you step into your time to thrive. Thank you for being here. Bye, everybody.